we're all moving like it's a Friday.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Ready for the weekend to get some sleep.
Me too. Morris! He still hasn't shown up yet. Tuxie, you hold down the fort, okay? All the interlopers. I petted on Stripe this morning, gave him a hug, told him he was a good boy, and Tux gave us the death stare. How dare you? Oh, like I love you all. Ah. Good morning, Ruby. So 2022.12.3.1 went on. Additional bottom bar customization. You can now add things like defrost windshield wipers and seat heaters to the bottom bar. Charging time estimation. Charging times are now more accurate by taking into account current battery pack temperature when a vehicle is connected to a supercharger or third-party fast charger. I always thought the times were pretty good to begin with, but better's good. New mobile app controls. You can turn on dog and camp mode from the mobile app now. And new language support, Merhaba. That's Turkish. So, alright, it went on. That's good. And we're on good time this morning to get downtown. I was loving walking around this morning. You know, the driveway's blown, the grass is cut, things are trimmed up. There's always more to do, but looks good. Really glad to have that out of the way before the weekend, before the rain comes in. Right now we have oak pollen coming down, and the American holly trees are shedding their leaves and putting out new foliage for the spring. And they obviously never fully lose all their leaves, but they shed in the spring. That's always fun. You don't want to walk barefoot around an American holly. Gas at the Sheets this morning is $3.89. It's been $3.36, but only because they've been competing with the new Sam's Express car wash Exxon gas station that's basically, you know, right across the street now. The one up at Banks Road has been in the $3.80 something range. So I guess they've decided this week to not continue to lose money on gas trying to compete with each other. I don't think the Sheets has anything to worry about. I did always wonder why this Sheets didn't have a car wash, but at $7 a car wash, yeah, I don't know. There's you know, the Sam's Express is nice because it's one of those where you get to vacuum the car, and I think there is an attendant that helps you get into the car wash, but other than a quick can of soda or a bag of chips, you're not going to get any food service over there. And the people that go to Sheets, I think they really like the food the food choices inside. So I'd be more worried about the mobile station here on the right, although they look plenty busy this morning. That mobile station was there long before the Sheets or anybody else in town. And I moved to Willow Spring in 1993, and that mobile station had been there for a while then. All right, we're coming up on the Chevy dealer on the right and the crest here, the hill, headed up to Hilltop Needmore. Will she or won't she have a Ford collision warning this morning? I'm ready for it. The car does not brake when it has the false warning. That would be a no today. She wasn't doing it all the time before either. Just some mornings I get lucky with it. So at least we know it's not an every time thing. Oh. Let's just give Ruby a little help there. That's why you pay attention. I'm sure she would have stopped. I had to use the brake, so normally it's not backed up quite this far. We're still making good time. It's 50 degrees out there. It's going to be a really nice day. High in the 70s again. Certainly take it. It's less windy today than it was yesterday. Yesterday it was significantly windy. So I'm going to turn around fast here this morning to get back home. Walk with Dawn. As soon as we're done walking, Dawn's going to head downtown to get Johnny, so Michelle and I can shop. You know, but pre-COVID, and Dawn wasn't working, he used to pick up Johnny every Thursday afternoon, and Michelle and I, was Thursday or Friday? I guess we switched up a little bit. He'd pick Johnny up one day a week, and Michelle and I would shop in Fuquay, eat lunch, shop in Apex, go to Whole Foods. It would be like a whole day thing. And I suppose when Dawn stops working and during the school year, it's likely Dawn will go back to picking up Johnny one day a week, and Michelle and I will expand our shopping day a little bit again. The main thing that COVID shut it down first, and then, you know, while Dawn was always willing to go downtown for me, I didn't want to add that extra stress while he was working and, you know, so busy. But that should definitely be lightening up now. So Johnny clued me in that we're off on Monday. It's a teacher work day, but it's been tied in intentionally with Ramadan holiday. Wake County sort of does that. They try to put the teacher work days, spread them out throughout the year for teachers, but also to coordinate with various cultural holidays, so that you know, the kids are out when their families would want them to be out. So anyway, no trip into town on Monday. We were talking about his strategy for finishing up all of his coursework for the high school classes. He's got a couple things to complete, so a 3-day weekend will go a long way in helping to get that done. And maybe actually have time to sleep. That would be good for him, for sure. Well, let's see if I push the 3 dots. What do I have pop up here? I don't see any of those additional things it said I could customize with. I don't see defrost, or I guess I'm not understanding how to add those things. It said that I could slide down. Huh. Software, release notes. So, additional icons. It says that I can put long press on any app icon to enter edit mode, then drag the desired control to the bottom bar. So, I guess it's not in the list, isn't how they added that. So if I bring up the controls for the heating and air conditioning, it says if I long press on it, then is that see, that's not really what that means. That's just on and off. Okay, but if I come down here, where is that? That's not in the list. I don't, maybe something was added, but I don't see that for Ruby. I'm not sure if Jules is on 12.3.1 yet or not. I don't remember. I'm pulling up the app real quick. Yeah, Jules is on 2022.4.5.21. Which is an FSD beta release, but does not have this, you know, Ruby's more current, except for she doesn't have FSD. Huh. I don't know. I suppose I should go in and update the Tesla app now, because if I go in and I look at Ruby's controls, you know, she's not going to have, for the climate, she doesn't have the new stuff yet, and that's probably because I need to update the app. Have I missed something about adding defroster? Not that I wanted to add it, but have I missed something? Because it seemed to me that Ruby just has the same ones that she's had, although I don't have a picture of it. I'm going to take a picture of it now, though. I don't have a picture of it to compare how it may or may not have changed, so I don't know for sure. I did have an update to the Tesla app on my phone. I have auto update set to on. I know I can go and I can click and say do all updates, but typically it seems like the Tesla one is the one that doesn't get updated unless I go in there and do something anyway. It's a quick enough update and it's almost done, and I'm sure I'll have the new additional mobile app controls, which is mostly has to do with the climate stuff, right? Yeah, mobile app version 4.7.0 is required. I don't know, but anyway, you can turn on dog and cat mode from the app now, which is great. You could always turn climate on, so I don't know that I see it as a huge deal, but anyway, good enough. Hopefully there's a cute little doggy icon. It has a doggy footprint, which I think is the same one we see with, yeah, the same doggy footprint you see up on the screen, so that's good. I just wanted to say, with every update, I thank my lucky stars that Tesla has not messed with my upper bar up here. I can lock the door, look at my charging, home link, change driver profile, which I do every time I enter campus. I know Sentry and dash cam are working properly. I know my LTE signal is strong or not, Bluetooth, the time. You know, Jules now, the vertical or the horizontal screen cars, you have to press the control, and then the screen that pops up is like moved all of those things off of the navigation onto here. And Don and I are both finding it very inconvenient in Jules. Like, Don's like, do we have LTE right now? How do I know if my dash can't, you know, like, because I'm with him and he's driving and I'm the passenger and the navigator. He's like asking me all these questions, and I'm like, it's under the little car, you know, it's under the control screen, hit the little car or whatever. And it's just not as convenient. There's just no way around it. It's not as convenient as it just being up here. So please, Tesla, don't mess with my vertical screen configuration and remove those things from up there. I'm going to be not pleased. And oh, by the way, if you want to leave them under controls, that's fine, but maybe on the horizontal screens you want to put a few of those things back. It's not less keystrokes for people driving, it's more. I know somebody said, you know, use voice commands or whatever, but I don't know, for some things you just want a quick visual. It looks like it's going to rain to the west, and I pulled up the radar and there's nothing on the radar, and I didn't think it was supposed to rain till tomorrow, so maybe just increase cloud cover. I'm not sure. I really don't think we're supposed to get rain until tomorrow. My rose bush is looking really pretty. That first bloom of the year will be the best, although obviously it continues to bloom throughout the year. The hydrangea back there has really leafed out nicely since I trimmed on it, and so has the one down the hill a ways. I'm really happy about how everything's looking right now. Hopefully the kitties will be gentle with the ferns. They get to playing in there and they're pretty fragile, so they get beat up some. The Asiatic jasmine, wow. And the ones I've transplanted too. It feels like winter out here. Are you warm enough?
Yeah, I got two layers, long sleeve and a short. But yeah, I should have probably brought my little zip over, pullover thing.
I have on my regular fleece jacket, one of the two that I wear, and it's a chill. It's a definite chill right now. I guess the sun going in, the little additional 5-degree bump hasn't happened.
Yeah.
Good morning. We're not going to bother you. There is water over there behind the ball field, so it would be very possible for them to have chosen this as a spot for their babies. I'd actually say it's a better spot than many they choose. Good morning. So Donnie, if the deer don't get to them first, I see a blackberry pie. Maybe. Usually the deer get them first. They don't really tend to spray down here, so we've picked one year.
They don't spray here.
One year, 5 years ago, we came and we picked, and I made a pie. Although natural blackberries are super bitter. If you could eat them without putting sugar on them, they'd be healthy for you. Got lots of stuff. It's probably a good idea to eat fresh blackberries. I say blueberry, I'm meaning blackberries. Those are clearly blackberries, wild blackberries. Probably really good, healthy to eat them one time a year when they're in season. You know, the thought process that we should eat foods in the season they were intended. But the amount of maple syrup I have to add to the cobbler, it was actually cobbler that I made to make it to where we would be willing to put it in our mouth, was substantial. But I don't know, if we come down here once, since we're walking every day, we'll know exactly when they're ready. Yeah. I might be tempted to pick enough for one cobbler so we can say we did our seasonal eating of blackberries this year. So I saw a Luna moth, several bunnies, and caught a shiny cottony. It's a Pokemon. Instead of being green, it's orange. It was a good morning. These two gentlemen were out for their 10-mile walk, and they put me and Dawn to shame on the speed that they were going past us several times. Dawn says it told them they were inspirational, and I agree. They say it takes them about 2.5 hours to do the 10 miles. Wow. Don dropped me off and he's headed to pick up Johnny. He's gonna get downtown about 10:35. Totally good timing. I think class ends at 10:15, but some kids aren't able to have parents pick them up early. And hi. I'm on my way to meet Michelle. She's inside with the cart, making sure they didn't put Legos out first thing since I'm running about 5 minutes behind. Nice thing is I don't have a hard stop today because I don't have to leave to go pick up Johnny. Not that we'll probably stay much later than we normally stay, because by then it's 3 hours anyway, but I just can be carefree about it and not have to watch the clock today. Wow, they're not very busy yet today. Usually people wait at the door for them to open in the morning. It's that popular. I'll take it though. More for me and Michelle. She didn't message me with any Lego bin pictures, so I'm guessing there aren't any, at least not yet. Michelle, we have a find and a half. It's velvety. It's only 15.
And it is a Vera Bradley too.
Wow, that's part of that collection that you and Ariel got at like Christmas time, right? Yep. It was for her birthday or something. Yeah. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Oh my God.
Oh my God, Marianne.
Find of the day. First 5 minutes. It has a little owl.
Yes.
Very pretty owl pattern inside. Those are so cute, but I have no room. Good morning.
Mini cookie jars?
Yeah, they're mini cookie jars. Have you ever heard of David's Cookies?
Nope.
Huh, me either. Interesting. Well, that's definitely a print that would keep you looking. You would never like feel like you were totally able to soak it all in one glance, you know? That is a really pretty set, but you know, to make them really stand out on a card, you've got to take the time to ink the stamp with markers of different colors and stuff. And yeah, sometimes on the way to a dream, you get lost and find a better one. All right, I need the black cat pin. I don't ever remember seeing this game, but it looks like it came out at the same time that like Payday did. Somebody cool. Gave away their stair step carpets. Huh. Well, Michelle has peacock feathers, and we both bought several pair of shorts today, but I found a pair of capris that has butterflies on the pocket. I think this might be just different enough that Michelle's family needs this.
Yes.
What is it? You don't know?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Okay, when Connor figures it out, I want to know.
Okay.
Oh, I want it, but it's too tiny, but it's SPCA and it's a black kitty. I wonder when they made that. I would have bought one, you know, to support them in a heartbeat if I'd have seen it. You can tell all your friends you adopted a mini panther. Black goes with everything, is always in fashion, and is slimming. Your pet will always be dressed appropriately for cocktail parties. Pepe Le Pew is a potential love interest. Save money on Halloween cat costumes. You won't lose your dog in the snow. Rooting for the underdog or cat never goes out of style. Love is colorblind. Is that pet hair on your little black dress? I don't think so. Black dogs and cats are often overlooked in animal shelters and take longer to be adopted. I might have to buy the shirt, even whether I can wear it. You know, it's wide. It's just not long.
Look, I found a menu.
It's all in the perspective. It's all in the perspective. Did you find me something else? She does do this, the little black cat nighttime. Yeah, no. I love it. It's over here in the guy section, but it's a girl shirt. I'm taking it. Yes, I see that. He's on a rivet. Very cool. And turn around, you got your shirt in the front too.
Yeah, I got that in there.
And your necklace.
Hi,
You're
how are
all matching. Believe there is good in the world. Some days it's harder than others. I'm kind of heartbroken because it's broken. You had me at meow, and home is where the cat is. Also incredibly cute. All right, I think this was made to go home with me. It's a candle holder and it's only $1. It's going outside in my fairy garden. All right, girlfriend, bye. I really enjoyed it. Next week.
I'll see you next week.
All right, love you, mean it.
You too.
Bye. The world seriously feels like one big construction zone. So the car is a little messed up. It thinks, I don't know what is going on. It says autopilot cameras unavailable. Features may be restored on next drive. I know others have gotten that too. That was really funny. There was a guy in a car sort of, nope, they're back. They're sort of stuck over there in the other lane. What is going on? Huh. Well, I tell you what, we'll reboot Ruby, and I bet, as it says on the next drive, they're restored. Maybe I'll pull into South Park, do a reboot, exit the car, return. It might just exit the car and return be enough. But that is really weird how the little guy is back there. Yeah, I promise you there's no car or person on the left side of the car. I mean, there's not. Michelle and I loaded up stuff, but I didn't block any cameras. It's just all in the back in the normal spot and inside the car. Well, I'm here at South Park. You can see my ghostly presence is still here. I'm gonna go and drive, unbuckle my seatbelt, exit the car. Let me grab my phone just in case I need to unlock her. Shouldn't, but walk away. Well, the key fob's still in there, but my butt left the seat and she's in and drive, so let's go back to the car. It's gonna be interesting. You know, if I hadn't recently had the cameras done, I wish would reboot and not think much of it. I'm still not thinking too much of it. All right, put in the pin. I typed it wrong the first time, of course. And into drive. And that car still thinks that car is there. You know, I didn't think to look at the camera while I was outside the car. I don't have the autopilot message anymore, but it still thinks there's a car there that's not. Let me get back out of the car again and just look. It's got to be the side repeater camera, right? Or the, I don't know. It doesn't look like there's anything wrong with that camera. And there also doesn't visibly appear to be anything wrong with that camera either. That's just odd. Made for a great fun graphic. Alright, let's go back into drive. And then the person in the car is still there. Okay, it's time to reboot. Hey, the Tesla T was back today. I just wasn't fast enough with the camera. It took a minute for it to show the car graphic, and there was actually a black box in the middle of the screen over here. I don't think that's a big deal, but there's the Tesla T. But that's actually the second time it's popped up. What's up with that? It was gone for a while, and then... Alright, but you know it's really not back up until you got the LTE service, right? It's closed. I mean, it's drivable, but I usually give it a minute to reacquire the signal for maps and other reasons. Let me put my seatbelt on while I wait. Oh, it's back. LTE's available. Alright, here's the moment of truth. I'm going to go into drive. Oh my God, they're still there. What the heck? Really? After a reboot and everything? If I go back to not having autopilot again after driving for almost a week without it while the camera's recalibrated? Oh God, it's still back there. Really? What in the world? It says I can engage autopilot, but the little man in the car keep on coming back over there. Could it be the software update from last night and not related to the camera upgrade? It's so hard to know. I tell you what, it's not the best roads at the house from here to the house to do autopilot on, but I tell you what, I bet I can invoke autopilot even with the little guy and the thing over there. The message went away, but it still thinks I have a shadow car. Nope, autopilot cameras unavailable. Features may be restored on next drive. Well, I'm worried now that since it's stuck around, that it's related to the camera upgrade. Alright, I'm going to try to engage autopilot. Let me engage it just fine. Will it stay in its lane? It will, with the other little car out there and the person walking with me. Wow, at 35 miles an hour, that man doing his little walk's impressive. Now I got to get out to make the turn here, but I knew that was going to happen. Well, something's not right. It's either the cameras or the software upgrade or both. Well, I'm not prevented from using autopilot, but that, you know, message and the car and the person are not going away. So probably the first thing I do when I go home will be to look up that message and see if anybody else is reporting it as a part of 12.3.1 release that went on, or as part of the camera upgrade. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be reports of this message, but I'm not so much interested in them from a year or two ago. I'm more interested in recent people that have received the message. I mean, I suppose even though it's trying to tell me now, when I made a left turn, it tried to warn me that I was going to run over the man that isn't there. It marked him red on the screen. I didn't quite catch that, but maybe I can catch it when I turn into the cul-de-sac. Talk about giving a girl a complex while she's driving down the road. And I'm just guessing it's the left side cameras because of where the graphics are and stuff, but I mean, it could be other cameras on the car. I don't know. It's not very clear. So the guy's not there. It doesn't mark the car red. Just if the guy's out there and you make a left turn, it marks him red, like you're gonna kill him. Alright, I'll give you an update later. Yeah, I saw the red triangle symbol, the alert symbol, and just went to see what it was saying. But that's an additional number on the error message, I guess. Well, there were two things I gleaned from reading online. One was if I put the car in reverse, or at least bring up the rear camera, I should be able to see if I can see anything out of the right or the left camera. So I'm gonna do that. Hit the button. Hit the little symbol, and I seem to have my cameras. That's a piece of foam, and it's not really, it looks like it's touching, but it's not. So that looks okay. Let me shut the door, put in the pin, and listen to the seatbelt chime. Bring up the cameras again. I mean, and that is the garage, and if I go into reverse, I've got the pictures up there. Go into drive. I mean, it almost looks like it's not happening right now. There's often a truck in front of me in the garage, so that's kind of expected, but the cameras aren't available. Of course, I'm not out in the bright sunlight right now. The only other thing they said besides to do that, I suppose while it's been sitting here, I could, well, first off, let's put it in park. And so I'm going to have dash cam footage, and did I not do that right? Launch viewer, excuse me. It's interesting how it takes a minute to put up the dots. Not a problem, but interesting. So I should have stuff on the way home from Guardian Angel. This is coming to turn into the neighborhood, and you can clearly see all cameras are showing picture. So I don't see, you know, this is just a front camera, left camera, right camera, rear camera. So, you know, there's 3 cameras in the autopilot housing, and we're only seeing one of them in this front view. But, so I can't for sure say all 3 of them are showing a picture, but these all seem to be showing an appropriate picture. And while I was receiving the error message, by the way. If I back up a little bit, or this is when I'm over at South Park trying to figure things out and doing the reboot. Again, I can see everything. So it was suggested by a lot of people that it goes away overnight because the car actually goes off or sleeps versus just a reboot. And it was suggested to try a power off and, you know, exit the car and leave it for a while and come back. I'm not going to go that route right now. I'm not sure if we'll be driving Ruby more today or not at this point. Probably not. You know, if I get in the car over the weekend or Monday morning and the problem persists, then obviously a service ticket is in order. But I don't know if it's related to the camera upgrade or not, just because it's a message with the cameras. I've had a message come up before that I had a camera blocked, and that stayed on for like until like overnight, like the former thread penned was saying. So, you know, I don't. It's suspect that it's a camera message right after the camera upgrade, and one I haven't received in a long time, but I'm not ready to say it's something wrong with one of the cameras, especially when I can see the camera footage up on the screen. So I don't know what went wrong. You know, software update last night. I'm inclined to be patient. The car's drivable for one thing, and I even have autopilot apparently with the message. So I'll definitely try to go for a drive tomorrow and see what happens if I don't drive tonight. The one thing's different in the garage though is I don't have bright sunlight on the car like I have outside, which she was parked in the sun. I had cabin overheat on, but not climate because it's not that hot here today. It's, well, Ruby says it's 69, but that's the inside the garage temperature. So I don't think there was a lot of sun on the driver's side, which is where I was assuming the problem was, because that's where the fictitious artifacts were, the man in the car in the display. But I don't really know that the problem is with the left side with the driver's side cameras. Anyway, so I don't know. It's just a mystery. And we're off. The guys going to the prom in a tuxedo. They get to sit up front. I've never been back here.
So you could talk about how comfy it is or not from back seat.
Well, I don't like seats that tilt backward like normal people. I like to be straight up or a little forward.
Well, you can push the little thing. It'll go straight up.
It will?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's very tilted back, and I don't like that at all.
Well, if you find the little hand cup thing, it will go forward.
Okay.
Every time you push it, it moves a third. It's got three settings.
I'm sure I want it on the far forwardest position possible.
I like it lean.
Well, you can see that your seat is leaned, and yeah, Jules is lean, but I don't like that. That's not my preference.
Cold,
warm. Get some air going, Donnie, now. I can really backseat drive from back here, right?
Yeah, I can tell. Okay,
I used the thing and made it go up much straighter. I'm a lot happier now. So it looks like we're gonna get downtown at around 5:20. That's plenty of time. It's gonna route us off of 401 over to Lake Wheeler though, to go inbound at this time of day, to route us around some red areas on the navigation screen. All right, we're here. There are 1,000 other people here taking photos. I've kind of figured it would be a zoo. Yeah, it's the parking. I don't even know where employees would park tonight if they needed to. But lots of schools had the same idea. I thought I possibly exaggerated when I said 1,000 people, but I can see that I was probably underestimated. Wow, just wow. Some really pretty prom dresses tonight. I'm envious. So Don and I came straight home earlier from WRAL Azalea Gardens and dropping Johnny off, and proceeded to eat leftovers and take a very nice, long, wonderful nap. We're now headed up to Six Forks Road, gonna get there to Jim's taco truck around midnight, which is when Johnny asked us to pick him up. And all is good. Hopefully he had a good time. I think he did message me and say he wished he'd taken his more heavier duty pair of earplugs. But other than that, I think he's had a good time. We'll get some more details when he gets in the car. So this is different. It's a different view coming into town. We're a little west of the normal road that I take into the city center. And it's all lit up.
Very pretty. Yeah.
Yeah. Johnny's just northwest of downtown. So it's lit up for Ukraine. The Wells Fargo building and the PNC spire are both lit up in blue and yellow. It took me just a second to realize what was going on there. I had missed that in the news, but the spire is usually very white on top, and it's red for PNC, but it's yellow and blue. And I definitely saw the Wachovia building was yellow and blue, which is, you know, at Christmas time they're all lit up green and red and white. Very interesting.
And now this wall.
Yeah.
Shimmers, but
yep, the Cree wall. But we're coming in at this angle, you can't really quite appreciate it. But I will.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be doing anything great.
But it's also blue. But see if we can catch another. There, definitely there's a spire. It's much more yellow than white tonight. We're kind of close. I guess I missed, at that angle I've missed Wachovia, but maybe when we come back through town. There it is, Wells Fargo, I meant. Definitely blue and yellow.